Good morning students. Last class we have learnt about level 1. So today we are going to see about level 2. So in a main 5 points we have gathered yesterday, that is familiarity with computers, thinking process skills and programming concept, computer application and safety measures. So in this 5 main topics we will be seeing the level 6, up to level 6 what you have learnt in up to 6th standard. So last class we learnt about level 1, now we are going to see about level 2. So in level 2, first one, familiarity with computers. So in familiarity with computers, you will be learning the two process. The first one, the devices, that is the input devices, and the another one is the output devices. And next one, users. So how we are in the under the category of users, you will be learning how we are using keyboard, mouse, startup and shutdown. So in level 2, under the category familiarity with computers, you might have learned these two topics, devices, input devices and output devices. Under the users, keyboard, how will you use your keyboard, how will you use your mouse, how will you start a system and how will you shut it down, right. So what are the input devices? You might have known very well, but I am just recalling it. What are all the input devices? So you will be having under the input devices, you might have learned keyboard, mouse, scanner, retina scanner, etc. And in output devices, first one is the monitor and next printers, and there are many types of printers. You might have impact printer, non-impact printers, inkjet printers, which are all come under this category. And next in the users, keyboard. So in level 2, you might have learned how will you use the keyboard. In level 1, you will be just know about the number keys, alphabet keys and the enter key. But in level 2, you will be learning about the keyboard of how to use the caps lock keys, how to use the functional keys and how to use the arrow keys. And in mouse, you might have known how to drag and drop. How to in level 1, you will learn how to use left click, right click and drag and drop. In the same thing you will be learning in the level 2 how to drag and drop a folder and files. And next in startup, how will you start up a system? I think you might have started up your system and shut it down. So how will you start your system? So first you have to switch on the power supply, next your system, and next you have to log in with your username and password. So these are the steps to start your system. And next, how will you shut down the system by step. So first you have to log off the monitor, and then you have to log off the system. Next you have to switch off the monitor and then switch off the power supply. You might have known about the hibernate and sleep mode also. Okay. So you have learned this in level 2, just I am recalling it. Again I am saying you have already learned this. Okay. So under familiarity with computers, devices and users. Next, the second one will be thinking process skills. So in thinking process skills, in level 2 you will be knowing about the organization. So in the desktop, how will you organize your files and folders? So where you want to keep your files and folders, you can organize and keep it. With you can create your own folder and keep your files inside it. So how will you create your own folder? So in desktop, if you want to create a new folder, you should right click on the desktop. So the pop-up menu will be displayed. In that you have to click create new folder. Next a new folder will be created, and then you have to type the name you want to give it for that folder, right. So this way you will be creating a new folder. So in level 2 you will be just knowing how to create a new folder and how to organize the files and folders. And the third one, application. So in application, in level 1 you have learned text paint, just how to paint, and the next in the level 2 you will be learning the text editor. So So text editor, in text editor you will learn how to enter a text and save the text. So using the keyboard you will be entering the text and you will save the text, and you also able to know how to cut, copy, paste and undo and redo. So this will be given in the text editor for your level 2. So for how will you cut a text? First, what text you want to cut, you should select that text and you should use right click the text and you should select Ctrl X, or you can use the shortcut key Ctrl X, right? And the next one, text editor. In text editor you must be able to enter the text and save the text. So with using the keyboard you must enter the text and you must be able to save the text under a particular drive or folder. And next you must be also able to know to cut a text, copy a text and paste a text and undo and redo. So how will you cut the text? So you can use the shortcut key Ctrl X. First you should select the text what you want to cut and you should press in the keyboard Ctrl plus X. Otherwise you right click the text and select the option cut. Okay, then hence the text will be removed. And next if you want to paste it, you should the same time where you should keep the cursor where you want to paste and you should right click at that point and the paste option will be enabled. You can click that. Otherwise you can use the shortcut key Ctrl V, Ctrl plus V. So for copy command the same thing, you should select the text and you should use the shortcut key Ctrl plus C. Okay, so for copy, or the same thing, if you right click the copy command will be displayed, you can click that. So what is the difference between the cut and copy? So if you cut the text and paste, in the original position the text will not be appeared, but if you copy a text it will be appeared in both positions, right? So that is the difference between the cut and copy. So what do you mean by redo and undo? What do you mean by redo and undo? So if you want to if you have cut the particular text and you want the text again, then you should do the command undo, that is the shortcut key Ctrl plus Z, or it will be displayed in the edit menu, right? So redo means if you want to display it again, you should use the command redo. So you have learned to cut, copy, paste, redo and undo. So for cut the shortcut key is Ctrl plus X, for copy it is Ctrl plus C, and for paste it is Ctrl plus V, and for undo it is Ctrl plus Z, right? So these are the shortcut keys. So for cut, copy, paste, redo and undo. So these are the things you must have known in the level 2 when you are using text editor. Okay. And the next fourth one, programming concept. In level 2 you will not be having the programming concept. So next I am moving on to the fifth one, safety measures. So in safety measures the same thing what you have learnt in the level 1. So your sitting posture should be correct. So your shoulder and neck should be very straight and the monitor should be 18 to 24 inches from your eye. Okay. So when you are seeing a monitor you should not go close to the monitor. There must be a distance of 18 to 24 inches between the monitor and your eye. So your hand, the wrists of your hand must be very stable. That is, it should be in a relaxed position. Your shoulder, your neck, your hand, your wrist, everything must be in a relaxed position while you are using the computer, and more than 1 hour you should not use the computer as you are so young, right? And the next one, last one, there are some asanas for when you are doing computer more than 4 hours or 5 hours. So if you want, you can do the asanas to maintain your healthiness, right? So these are the level 2. So in level 2, familiarity with computers, the devices and the users, and in thinking process skill you will be knowing how to organize the folders, and in application you will be using the tux paint and text editor, and in safety measures you will be knowing about the distance of the monitor and your eyes and some asanas. Okay students. So you have learnt up to that level 2. Now we are moving to level 3. So in level 3 you might have been very familiar with the computer, so you don't have that point of familiarity with computers at level 3. So next we are moving to the next point, thinking process skill. So at level 3 you must be very familiar with the computers. So in the thinking process skills, so first in the thinking process skills we are learning about stepwise thinking. Okay, stepwise thinking means, so if you are asked to frame a program or you have been asked to do a task, okay, then you should split the task into 2 or 3 modules and then you should finish the task by completing the separate task. Okay. So in stepwise thinking, if you are given a task, you should split the task into similar small modules and you should finish each module and finally you should finish the overall task. Okay. So that is the stepwise thinking which is given under the thinking process skill in level 3. And the second one, in level 3 you will be starting the concept of programming. So in programming at the level 3 only you will be getting started. At this level you will be learning about the visual block. So you have learned the visual block. So what are all the blocks will be here? So motion block, pen block, then looks block, control block, sound block, etc. So these are some blocks you have learnt in level 3. So visual block is the first programming you have learnt in the level 3. And the next one, application. So in application, in level 1 you have learnt text paint, in level 2 you have learnt text editor, and in level 3 you are going to learn about the formatting text editor, that is word processor. Formatting and alignment. Okay. So in the level 3 in application concept you will be learning word processor, so formatting and alignment. So what do you mean by formatting your text? So if you want to keep some text bold or if you want to keep something italic or the headings may be bold, it may be slanting, whatever format you want you can do it. It may be in the center position, left position or right position. So what are the alignment you want you can do. Okay. So these are the formatting options and alignment options. So if you want to highlight you can highlight, and if you want to left, what are the 4 types of alignment available? So left, center, right and justify. So these 4 alignments you can do, and formatting options also will be given what are the formats you might have done in level 3. Okay. And the last one, the safety measures or healthy habits. So in level 4, so in level 3 under the topic healthy habits you must have known about the system very well. In level 1 and level 2 you have learned what distance you should maintain while you are sitting before the monitor, and you have learned about some asanas also. At the same thing in level 3 also you will be learning some more asanas to straighten your shoulders, to less your neck pain and your eyeball. Okay. So you should not concentrate on your monitor more than 15 minutes. After every 15 minutes you should keep away your eyesight from the monitor and you should see where any other areas, that is in the computer room or in the room where we are working. Okay. So that should be the main thing. So more than 15 minutes you should not watch any monitor, right. So these are the healthy habits you are going to follow in the level 3. Up to level 3, now I am moving to level 4. So in level 4, so as you are familiar with computers, we are moving to thinking process skills. So in thinking process skills, here we are having a logical thinking. So in level 3 we will be having the stepwise thinking, in level 4 we are having logical thinking. So what do you mean by logical thinking? So if you are given a task, you should think what is the main concept and what else? First you should analyze the task what is given for you, and then you should analyze the what are all the inputs given to you and what are all the inputs you can given to them, and the third one you should form the task, you should frame the task, and you should require the expected output. Okay. So in logical thinking, so first you should analyze the task, and then you should be aware of the inputs, and then you should frame the task, and you should split it into modules, and you should require the output what you want. Okay. So this is the logical thinking. And next one, in programming concept you will be using Scratch. So in level 4 you must well use the Scratch programming concept. Healthy familiarity with computers. So here you should be know to name the folder. So familiarity with computers, and this level 4 you must be able to naming the folder. So how will you name a folder? Already I told in level 3 how will you create a folder and how will you name it. Okay. So if you want to rename the folder, then what should you do? So you should right click the folder, you will be having the pop-up menu. In that rename option will be enabled. If you click that, you can give the desired name what you want to give to the new folder. Okay. So this is one is the naming the folder or renaming. Okay. What if you were creating a new folder, you can give the name, or if you want to rename it, you can do it. And the next one, last one, the healthy habits. So in level 4 you are having the healthy habits for your leg. So when you are using the system, your leg, both your legs should be very in a rest level in the floor. Okay. You should not keep the legs upside any stool like that, or you should not bend your legs. Okay. When you are using the monitor or system, your legs, both legs should be in the floor, touching the floor, right. So there are some exercise for your ankles, your foots. And the next one, at the level 4 you must be able to do pranayama exercise for breathing habits, so that you will be, when you are seeing the system, your mind will be entirely focusing on the monitor. So as I told earlier, so you should not see the system more than 15 minutes. So these two, for in level 4 you will be having the pranayama and the exercise for your anklets and foot. Okay. So up to this we have learned level 4. Level 1, level 2, level 3 and level 4 based on the 5 topics. What are the topics? Familiarity with computers, thinking process skills, programming, computer application and healthy aspects. I think you are all very familiar with this. Thank you, students.